One of the things that I spend a ton of time on with certain postpartum patients is figuring out those new habits during transition times. When we come home with a baby, you're trying to figure out how you're going to survive. And then at a certain point, if things are going well with sleeping, feeding, all of that stuff, you start to think, okay, well, I can start to take care of myself now. I can start to exercise a little bit, get walks in. And sometimes you can start to figure out that stuff. And then you go back to work and you're dropping off kids at childcare. And I always tell my moms, I'm like, hey, we need to figure out where that's going to fit in. If you had the luxury and the privilege to be able to do your workouts or do your runs during the time that your kid is already established in childcare, great, do it. Where can we fit things in on the weekends? Pre-plan that ahead so that it's set. And if you can try that out before you go back to work, go ahead and do that. But also understanding too that you're going to have other transitions. You'll have transitions when your kid's not sleeping as much, or maybe they're taking less naps, or eventually they're going to go to school and you have to work around that. And then your kids are my kids' age and you're working around, basically turning into a chauffeur at 4 o'clock and taking them to different practices and things like that, or games. Maybe they're on travel teams. Like, we have to sit down and make a framework on, okay, these are the places I need to show up. Where can I set up myself to succeed? I love James Clear book, Atomic Habits. We talked to him on season 1 of the podcast. I don't think he knew he was writing a parenting book, but he was writing a parenting book. Like, how do we pre-plan what you're going to do before, what that activity is, how can you set it up to do it, and what are you going to do immediately after? And that is one skill set that if I talk to moms who are early on in their parenting journey, I tell them, I'm like, look, if you figure this out, this will serve you for the long game, because I still find myself doing that. Even in a regular year, we have school time, and then we have, summer vacation when kids are, at camp, and my schedule changes because I need to take them different places. So if you are a new mom trying to figure out where all this stuff fits in, start to build that habit of setting that framework, setting yourself up to succeed, knowing when you're going to do the strength work, knowing exactly where that app is, getting the mat set out in your room, knowing I'm going to go pee. I'm going to go immediately to my mat. If the baby wakes up, hubby's got him for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. As soon as I'm done, then I will go to the baby, and then I will go get my coffee and those sorts of things. The more detailed you can be planning it ahead, and sometimes it's on a week by week basis, sometimes it's longer, the more likely you are to succeed. Let me know what you're setting up as your habits to help you succeed to get back into exercise, regardless of what stage of motherhood you're in.